Good morning. Thank you for joining us for our virtual breakfast. I'm Elise Bencard, co-chair of Grace Outreach's Board of Directors. I'm thrilled to welcome you today to celebrate and support Grace Outreach's work with women who are striving to achieve their educational and career goals and to gain financial independence. Before we begin this morning's program, I'd like to thank the women of Grace Outreach. They inspire me every day. They balance school, work, supporting their families, and their commitment and drive are truly admirable. They're the reason that we are here today and why it's so important for us to raise funds for Grace Outreach. Thank you also to all of you who continue to support us this year. A big special thanks to the incredible, hardworking, and generous host committee. You made this event possible, and we're so grateful for your commitment. To my fellow board members, thank you for your leadership. It's been a really tough couple of years. And as a board member and sponsor myself, I'm excited to thank all of our sponsors. Thank you to Margaret Grace, Marie Constance, and Kim Mustin, fellow board members. Thank you, Lisa Rothblum, our honoree today. And to News Corps, thank you so much for your investment in our work. Your support is vital to our program and to the lives being changed by it. We've already raised over $85,000, and this means a great deal to us. Your generous donations allow us to continue to support over 250 women. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce Nicola Clark, our Managing Director of Grace Outreach.
Thank you, Elise. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to welcome you to our virtual breakfast and tell you more about Grace Outreach work and the mission that our staff is so dedicated to. I have worked at Grace Outreach in many roles over the years: math teacher, assistant teacher supervisor, director of operations, and now managing director. During that time, I've seen significant changes in the education and job landscape in New York City, especially during the pandemic. Through it all, Grace Outreach has evolved to meet the needs of the women we serve while maintaining a strong sense of community and commitment to uplifting the Bronx. Since 2004, Grace Outreach has served low-income women of all ages in the South Bronx who seek to gain a high school degree, pursue higher education, and secure employment. We provide 3 interrelated programs: our high school equivalency program, career program, and college program, which work together to help women move forward towards financial independence. We are the only high school equivalency program supporting women over 25. In fact, 65% of the women we serve are over 25. We're located in the South Bronx, which is one of the poorest congressional districts in the United States. The median household income is less than $26,000 per year, and the Bronx has the lowest high school graduation rate in the state at 66%. Most jobs require a high school degree. Without that, women are locked out of jobs. Each year, over 200 women join our 6-week high school equivalency program and have been conducted virtually since March 2020. Our instructor prepared them for high school equivalency exam, until recently called TASK. The TASK is challenging cumulative exam that covers 5 subjects. What differentiates us from other programs is that we allow students who retake the exam the opportunity to take intensive classes only in the subject that they fail, instead of retaking the entire program. Once our students pass the exam and gain their diploma, they have the opportunity to enroll in either our college program or career program. Our 6-week remote college program provides weekly workshop and customized one-on-one guidance from our staff. We walk them through different college and degree options and go over FAFSA and other financial aid opportunities. We provide college-level instruction in critical reading, writing, and math to ensure that they are prepared to succeed in school. Our work with the women in our program goes far beyond classes. We identify and help them with any barriers they have entering college. Students are usually the first in their families to attend college, so we address the needs to unique first-generation college students. Once they are enrolled, we continue to guide them through selecting classes and providing tutoring and peer support to help them graduate. Our career program provides one-on-one career training and guidance. This includes helping them enroll in vocational programming or applying for a job. For many students, it is their first time writing a cover letter and resume and applying online. We make students aware of job openings that fit their needs and work with them to apply. Additionally, we make sure that the position worked with their college schedule if they're enrolled in school. Over the past 17 years, we have built a track record of success for Grace Outreach and our program graduates. Over 1,500 women have earned high school equivalency diploma. 300 women have completed our college program and matriculated at CUNY. Over 350 women have entered vocational training programs, and 300 women have gained employment. Our small team at Grace Outreach is passionate about working with the amazing women who join our program, and several of them are alumni of the program themselves. We get to know each student's background, experiences, barriers, and aspiration in order to support them in the most effective way possible. After they enter our program, we stick with them as they pursue their HSC diploma, enroll in college, and begin a career. Later this morning, you'll hear from our Executive Director, Danae Mcleod, about our plan for the coming year. I know hearing about our program from me can't explain the importance of our work as much as hearing directly from one of our students, so I want to introduce to you Tarana Savoy, a Grace Outreach alumna, who is the winner of this year's Philip Rothblum Annual Scholarship. We are thrilled to award this scholarship to Tarana for her incredible drive and commitment to her educational goals. Congratulations, Tarana. We're happy to have you share your story with us today.
Hi, my name is Tarana, and I'm a graduate of Grace Outreach High School Equivalency Program and their Career and College Bridge program. I found out about Grace Outreach from a friend in my community. She posted online about her accomplishments and the opportunities she gained through the program. At this time, I was working as a manager at Lowe's. I had been working all of my adult life, but I never felt accomplished. I had my first son at the age of 16 and my second son 4 years later. I went back to school temporarily, but I had to provide for my family. I wasn't going to rely on my parents, and I always worked to make sure I was financially stable. There was a point in my life where I was raising my kids alone, working 2 jobs. Not having a diploma made me feel insecure at times and caused me to shame my life and shame my past, but one thing that always gave me strength was to continue understanding that God says I'm worthy. When the pandemic hit, I thought this is a great opportunity to pursue my high school equivalency diploma. I wanted this for myself more than anything. I was out on leave from work and my kids were doing school remotely from home. Attending Grace Outreach's high school equivalency program was a smooth transition. While the classes were virtual learning were challenging. I was very determined. The last few weeks of the program, I was working while attending classes, but I stayed focused. I allowed myself to be completely inconvenienced to get it done. Grace Outreach instructors were amazing. I struggled with math, but the way Zeke broke it down made it so understandable. She made me feel like I was a mathematician. Grace Outreach was very welcoming, and I felt comfortable and at home. When it was almost time to take the HSC exam, I was on an emotional roller coaster. Because of limited seating sites during the pandemic, I had to wait 6 to 8 weeks to take the exam. Being a busy working mom and wife, I was afraid that I was going to forget what I had learned. I was anxious, but I had never been as focused as I was in this area of my life. I had taken the initiative to learn and do a lot of practice tests. In July 2021, I passed the exam and earned my high school equivalency diploma. Receiving my diploma allowed me to see a different version of myself. It was the initial start of me evolving. I am now on my journey to healing every part of who I am. As soon as I got my diploma, I started to apply for college. I was accepted at SUNY Westchester Community College in September with a start date of January 2022. I often wondered during the coronavirus pandemic how I could offer my help to others. I believe starting a career in nursing would allow me to combine my strengths of customer service with my passion for caring for others. This will also allow me to show my 2 young sons how training and education create better opportunities in life. I completed the 1199 Certified Nurse Aide training this past summer, which Grace Outreach referred me to. They help pair you with vocational training programs or jobs that will work and build your college career. I did a 6-week CNA training and got a job as a part-time CNA at Hudson Point Rehab Facility. Now I can say that I am the rose that grew from the concrete. I'm the girl that didn't have all of the support growing up. I'm the girl that didn't have the family structure to make things easy, but I succeeded against all odds. I didn't mind being inconvenienced to be successful. I knew that what was ahead of me was greater than the inconvenience that was in front of me. After gaining my CNA certification, I searched for a full-time position that would offer tuition reimbursement and other benefits. And in February, I received the offer for a full-time job as a CNA at Bristol Assisted Living. This will allow me to work and schedule my hours around my classes. As part of this job, I am also training as a medical technician. Now, on a typical day, I am awake at 5:30 in the morning, making breakfast for my family. I have hybrid classes several mornings a week, sometimes starting at 7 a.m. My kids get home from school, and then I go to work around 3, and my shift ends at 11 p.m. Going to college is challenging because I've been out of school for so long. I study and listen to audiobooks for my classes throughout the day. I plan to keep going to college every semester, including during the summer sessions. I'm thankful to be awarded the Philip Rothblum Annual Scholarship. I never thought I'd be where I am today. I stand on the shoulders of Grace Outreach. They helped me earn the credentials I needed. I didn't have a model around me, and I was the first in my family to attain a high school diploma and go to college. If I could be a voice for other women in similar situations, I will help. It does my heart good to see women accomplish their goals. Grace Outreach changed my life for the rest of my life. Now I feel victorious and full of joy.
Thank you so much, Tarana, for sharing your story with us. We are thrilled to celebrate your accomplishments and support you as you continue your college and career pursuits. Congratulations on receiving this year's Philip Rothblum Annual Scholarship. My name is Danae Mcleod, and I'm the Executive Director of Grace Outreach. We are so proud of all of our graduates' hard work, especially as they faced the challenges of the past 2 years. I want to return to something Tarana mentioned, that she had to wait 8 weeks to take the task exam. The reason for this extended wait time is that at the start of the pandemic in March 2020, all task testing sites shut down until the end of the year. This created a backlog of students who were ready to take the exam but unable to. In 2021, when testing sites reopened, it was very challenging to reserve test seats due to this bottleneck and new safety precautions. We are still trying to get through the backlog of students waiting to take the HSC exam, and for many, it has been much longer than 2 months. Just like Tarana, these students have to work to retain all the information they learned. They also have to wait to apply to college or jobs that require a high school degree. For students in this situation, their paths to college and career are stalled. That's why this year we plan to hire additional teachers to help instruct students who face long wait times to refresh their knowledge in the subjects they need the most help in. Additionally, our staff is continuing to form relationships with testing sites so our students can get seats and take the exam. New York State recently announced that they are switching back to the GED exam this year. We do consider this a positive change because the GED tests on the 12th grade subject matter instead of cumulative exam pulling from all 4 years of the curriculum. But the switch means further testing delays, and we must rewrite our curriculum to prepare our students for this new exam. In our college program, we continue to see changes that impact our students. A silver lining of the pandemic is that moving our programs to a remote format allowed our students who are moms to attend class from home while caring for their children, and no one had to spend time or money to commute. This is crucial since 80% of our students are mothers. Our students have also faced new administrative roadblocks, so our staff has worked hard scouring digital records and managing changing policies. Additionally, as colleges have transitioned to requiring in-person classes and COVID vaccination, students who are vaccine hesitant or have unreliable childcare have encountered challenges in moving forward in their education. In our career program, women are motivated and driven to find employment, but they face huge obstacles that we work on tackling with them. Many lost their jobs during the pandemic and have accumulated debt while out of work, struggle to pay their utilities, and cannot make their rent with the moratorium in New York ending. Others live in precarious housing or homeless shelters. Finding stable lodging or making rent payments makes focusing on the job search that much harder. There is a push to return to normal, but many of the women in our programs don't yet have the solid ground to do so. That's why built into our program are social work services and partnerships with other nonprofits in the community. Our social work intern meets with our students one-on-one and runs workshops to address issues around mental health and food insecurity. And in 2021, we were excited to grow our college and career team to 3 staff members so that we can provide more support for the women going through these challenges. This year, we opened up our program space to provide a safe location for our students, which is especially important for those in vulnerable living situations and those without internet access. In our classrooms, we will assist those who are digitally disconnected or struggle with digital literacy. For all of these reasons, I hope you will consider making a donation this morning so that we can continue to help our students overcome any barriers they face in pursuing their high school equivalency, college, or career. Thank you so much for helping us make 2022 a year of positive change. And now I want to introduce you to our Director of Career and College Programming, Liz Walsh.
Thank you, Danae. Like several of my colleagues, I'm from the Bronx, have had a non-traditional and non-linear path to college and career, and I love working with the women at Grace Outreach. Women come to Grace Outreach because they have not been able to gain their high school degree or economic security. But that doesn't mean they aren't determined and creative, and it doesn't mean they haven't been supporting themselves. What I see are resilient women who have developed the skills to survive. They're balancing a lot of challenges and responsibilities. Many of them already work and are taking care of children and other family members. They also support each other. They love that. In class, whenever a student mentions a challenge, maybe they're facing a serious illness or they're raising a child with a developmental condition, other women immediately jump in. They share their experiences, they offer support. They share encouragement and resources, and at Grace Outreach, they find a community of women who have the same goals and challenges. But they often face a lot of barriers that come from limited resources. They have a hard time meeting their basic needs, and often there aren't effective safety nets in place to support them in their goals. I want to give you a few examples of some of these barriers to better illustrate what our students are struggling with. If a student is looking for employment, they need to have money to pay for Wi-Fi that month so they can search and apply for a job online. They need to know how to write a professional email, cover letter, and resume. They need to pay for a MetroCard to get to the interview. And then even when they get that coveted interview, they need someone in their support network who can watch their 2-year-old while they go to the interview. Applying to college has similar barriers. Last year, one of our students lost most of her hours at her job, so she lost her medical insurance. COBRA was too expensive, but her income wasn't low enough to qualify for Medicaid. To enroll in college, she needed to prove that she had a measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. It cost $175. She didn't have that. The school didn't create this policy to be a barrier, but it became just that. It almost prevented her from starting school. We researched and found a way for her to get what she needed in an affordable fashion, and now she's in college and she's doing well. Another student attended high school in a foreign country. She needed to provide her transcript in order to enroll in college in the US. She kept calling her old high school to request her transcript, but she couldn't get through. Since she doesn't have a long-distance phone plan, one of those calls cost $40, and she was on hold the entire time. Another unintended barrier. So we made the calls to her high school to take the weight off her shoulders so she could focus on applying to college. As Danae mentioned, a lot of our students don't have a permanent place to live, and they're moving from lodging to lodging. Some have phones with very limited data plans and no computer or internet. All of this makes it extremely difficult to obtain a high school equivalency diploma, pursue college, or apply for jobs. And that's where Grace Outreach comes in. We help them move past these barriers and go towards their goals. These women are doing all they can to reach their educational goals and achieve financial independence. Every day at Grace Outreach, I see the incredible challenges they face and overcome. Your support helps us be there for these amazing students, and I hope you will join me today by making an additional donation to support us in our continuing hands-on work. Your gift will help the women in our programs tackle those barriers they face, earn their high school equivalency diploma, succeed in college, and pursue careers that will support them and their families. To make a gift and support women like Tarana, go to graceoutreachbronx.org/breakfast. Or if you look below, there's a link in the video description, graceoutreachbronx.org/breakfast. So go ahead, click on it, make a gift. I'll wait. The women of Grace Outreach will wait. Add some zeros. Thank you. Your gift will help us continue to support women in the Bronx and help more incredible Grace Outreach students accomplish their goals in 2022. We are so thankful for your generosity. Now, I'm pleased to introduce you to Ann Cummings, a Grace Outreach alumna who has achieved so much and was also the 2018 Philip Rothbloom Scholarship Award winner. Ann is an amazing student who I've had the privilege of working with for the last few years, and I'm really excited to hear what she's going to share with all of us today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ann Cummings, and as Grace Outreach alumna, I am happy to be speaking with you today. When I came to the U.S. 10 years ago, I had little formal education. I grew up in Dominica, a small island in the Caribbean, and I dropped out of high school at the age of 16. I moved to New York and worked at a restaurant in Manhattan. Since I was a kid, I always dreamed of becoming a nurse and making people feel safe and cared for. When my dad passed away in the hospital, I became more passionate about nursing. But I didn't have a high school diploma. I spent my time outside of work volunteering. One of my coworkers asked me why I didn't want to go to college, and I told her that I didn't have a high school diploma, and she encouraged me to go for it. I searched online on how to earn a high school diploma, and I found Grace Outreach, and it seemed too good to be true. I contacted them. I still remember when Mrs. Nicola at Grace Outreach, when she reached out to me and asked if I could come in to take the placement exam. I took the placement exam, but my scores were not great. I had been out of school for almost 20 years. Ms. Ziki, one of the instructors at Grace Outreach, said that she could work with me. I started the high school equivalency program, and I was there every day. The program was amazing. It was fun, even though I was scared of the math. My instructors, they were there for me. Ms. Ziki was always willing to stay extra hours, and I used to bring my young daughter to Grace Outreach on weekends when Ms. Ziki taught extra classes closer to the exam date. I took the HSC exam in 2017 and I failed 2 out of 5 subjects. I was destroyed, but I told myself, I gotta get up. I only fail if I quit. So I went back to Grace Outreach for 4 more months. I took the exam again and I passed. One of Grace Outreach instructors asked me if I was going to go to college. I said no. In truth, I didn't think that college was an option for me because I was undocumented. I was afraid that people were going to judge me, so I didn't tell anyone. Then Miss Lise Walsh at Grace Outreach encouraged me to apply to college. One day, Mrs. Danae, the executive director, stopped me in the hallway and asked me why I didn't want to go to college. I told her that I couldn't go because I was undocumented. She told me that wasn't true and that I could go to college and that they would help me. I enrolled in Grace Outreach College Prep program in 2018. They prepared me for what to expect from college. They helped me with my application and took me on local college tours. I applied to the Bronx Community College and I was accepted. Grace Outreach continued to support me. Mrs. Hyde was always available to edit my research papers and to pray for me. They also helped me with my tuition cost. I couldn't receive financial aid from FAFSA because I was undocumented, but I was awarded a Philip Rothblum annual scholarship. I remember being so emotional when I received it. Along with other scholarship support from Grace Outreach, it helped me to do what I couldn't do on my own. I received my associate's degree in dietetic and nutrition in June of 2021. I graduated with honors and was on the president's list each semester. I also became documented in 2021. I got my work permit and green card. Last fall, I transferred to St. Francis College in Brooklyn to pursue my bachelor's degree. In January this year, I started taking intensive courses towards my major in nursing. I am finally getting to pursue my dream of being a nurse. It's my passion to take care of others. And if it wasn't for Grace Outreach, I wouldn't be where I am today. They helped me academically and improved my self-esteem. For years, I was ashamed to say that I dropped out of high school, and I pretend I was someone. I'm not. I was just trying to fit in. They gave me my self-confidence back and prepared me for my education and beyond. They all still play a vital role in my college life, and I'm happy to give back and have spoken with the college prep students about the benefits of going to college. Grace Outreach is my second family. Now, I am thrilled to introduce Lisa Rothblum, Grace Outreach Breakfast Honoree. In 2018, I was the first recipient of her college named after her father, may his soul rest in peace, the Philip Rothblum Annual Scholarship, which we always keep in touch, and I'm so happy to be part of celebrating her. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa Rothblum, and I was a director of Grace Outreach for several years. I was always impressed when I visited the school and when I attended board meetings and spoke to any of the students or board members to see the dedication that everybody showed towards the students and that the students showed towards their work. The work was grueling and required a huge amount of sacrifices for the women who did not have high school diplomas and in many ways had missed their time. The age was often much, much older than high school age. They already had children, and they had to find childcare from their relatives or childcare services in order to attend school, which was from 9 to 4, 5 days a week. They took 4 classes a day. Those were the 4 classes that were required for a student to pass in the exam for the GED in order to get their high school diploma. If they didn't pass one of the sections, they would be forced to take the section again. So many of the students would come back semester after semester, and in some cases, year after year, to really become primed to pass those tests. The teachers, in turn, were very often graduates of Grace Outreach, so they still remained dedicated, not only to teaching, but to raising the students up to pass their high school diploma. I was so impressed that I had to think about my father. I come from a family where my father especially really believed in kindness, donating his money, volunteering his work, and teaching my sister and myself the same virtues, and provided us with a wonderful foundation to be hard workers and to strive for what we wanted. So when I saw these women who weren't like my sister and me, where automatically you go to high school and you get a degree, but were people who chose to go and made sacrifices to go and worked hard to get their GED, I just was awestruck. And I decided to offer a scholarship to one accomplished student who satisfied 3 criteria. First, had the best attendance record, which wasn't easy. 2, had the highest average that year, which wasn't easy. And 3, to write an essay about why they chose to attend Grace Outreach and what it meant to them. The winner for my first year, which I aptly named the Philip Rothblum Scholarship Fund after my father, was Ann Cummings. And each year I do it again and again. So in honor of my father, who is now dead, and in honor of Grace Outreach and all of its students, I'm thrilled to still be a part of it, and I hope you'll be interested in visiting or becoming a part of it. Thank you.
Lisa, thank you so much for your longtime support of Grace Outreach and the women we serve. It was wonderful hearing from our alumnae, Tarona and Anne, about their experiences at Grace Outreach and beyond. To continue to support our amazing students, please go to Grace Outreach's website or click on the link below. Thank you for your time today, for your generosity, for joining us this morning. Have a wonderful rest of your day.